Good morning to every one and of you. And this is about your 12th standard economic session. Already you have seen that the introduction about that macroeconomics a little. Now in this morning session, we like to have chapter number 2, that is pertaining with national income. So chapter number 2 in your booklet, national income. And this national income is, I am dividing into 4 components. First component, it is coming over here, it is introduction, meaning, definition. I will repeat once again. Introduction, meaning and definition. This is the first component. We are going to see in the first 10 minutes, introduction, meaning and definition. And the second component and segment, it is basic concepts. Basic concept. So under the basic concept, we are going to study about that what we call the notation GDP, gross domestic product, net domestic product, gross national product, net national product, and that net national product at factor cost, real income, then personal income, GDP deflator. All those things are coming under the basic concept, and that is not new to some of you of the 12th standard, and you have already studied in the 10th standard history portion, that economic chapter that has occurred. And if you go through that earlier book, it is quite somewhat easy for you. And then next component under this second level, methods of calculating national income. So how we are going to arrive that national income? And it is having 3 ways. It is having 3 ways. One, it is about product method, or value added method, or inventory method. It's having different names. So first one, it is product method or value added method or inventory method. And the second method, it is income method, and the third and final one is expenditure method. So these are the 2 components are coming over the second part, basic component and method of calculating national income. Just I am briefing that outline only. And the third component I am coming over the end over here. Importance of national income. So what is the importance of national income? By studying national income, what you are going to achieve. And that is happening over here. And that few more points are here. When I am doing that explanation, you can freely understand it. And the third component, second division is coming. Difficulty in calculating the national income. Difficulty in calculating the national income. So these are the 3 segments. I divided that chapter national income in 3 segments. Segment 1, introduction, meaning and definition. Segment 2, basic concept and method of calculation. And segment 3, it's about importance and the difficulties of calculating national income. Now we go with the first division, introduction. So that introduction stands here, I have put the word, it is a comprehensive economic activity. The term national income is a very extensive and large. It covers different voluminous broad divisions. That the divisions we are narrating in a small level, coming over here, comprehensive economic activity. So in a country, various economic activities are keep on moving, and that is concise in the following manner. So this comprehensive economic activity denoting the purchasing power. So what is mean by purchasing power? Now we should know what is purchasing power. It is something different from economics. It's not like that. Purchasing power, the ability of an individual to buy and use the article or a commodity which he is desiring. Will he able to pay the potential price? Will he able to buy the price and utilize the object and having some satisfaction out of it? So that is the term purchasing power. And very colloquially in Tamil we used to say it Vangum Sakti. Vangum Sakti. ஒரு பொருளை அவருக்கு வாங்குறதுக்கு திறன் இருக்கா? The ability to buy the article and use it. That is why this purchasing power. So the purchasing power of individuals is reflected upon this national income, and it is showing the growth rate of the nation. Growth rate of nation. So what is the growth rate? So when the people are having a capacity to buy the article in an alarming rate, so that they started buying numerous commodities and services. When they are buying, their purchasing ability will increase. When the purchasing ability increase, their standard of living, and this we denote it in regional language, வாழ்க்கை தரம். வாங்கும் சக்தி அதிகமாக இருந்தா வாழ்க்கை தரம் உயரமாகும். அப்ப வாழ்க்கை தரம் உயரும் போது naturally, what is a nation? It is a combination of several people, several community put together. So when the people are having this வாங்கும் சக்தி more and they have started using more commodities, the country is always keep on developing and the growth rate will always increase. And the growth rate will reflecting upon that real value of national income. Real value of national income. So what is the real value of national income? Suppose we take 10 rupees. The note 10 rupees. The 10 rupees on the face of it, we are having the value, it is printed in that various languages and everything. Rupees 10. That is the face value or nominal value or face value. The muga madipu appdi solluvom. So by having this 10 rupees as a face value of a currency, how much worth of a commodity it is purchasing? That is important. இந்த 10 ரூபாய் என்பது எவ்வளவு மதிப்புள்ள பொருட்களை வாங்குகின்றது. Already we have mentioned it, it is the purchasing power. முக மதிப்பு என்பது 10 ரூபாய். ஆனா இந்த 10 ரூபாய் எவ்வளவு ஒர்த்தான, how much worth of a commodity that is 10 rupees is buying, that is the real one. So that is the same thing here. So we are having this increasing of purchasing power, growth rate is increasing, people's standard is increasing, and it is reflecting upon the real national income. So when they are reflecting upon the real national income, then we have started comparing with one nation versus another one nation. We will be having a little comparison. So from our country we are trying to compare with another country, whether we have developed it or not, whether they have developed or not, and everything. So easy for comparison purpose, that real national income is a very helpful one. And then, so I will summarize what is it given this. Comprehensive economic activity leading to that purchasing power. With a greater purchasing power, growth rate is increasing. With growth rate increasing, real national income is keep on developing. So these are the key element in the first part of it. And the second part of it, we are coming to the meaning. Second part of it, we are coming to the meaning. So what is the meaning? It is national income. We say it is national income. So reverse it, income nation. Income national or national income. So colloquially we can say it, ஒரு தேசத்தின் வருமானம். ஒரு தேசத்தின் வருமானம். Is the desam is doing any work? If you ask yourself, is the desam, the length and breadth of a country with the kilometers and everything, that country is doing any work in earning certain commodities and income and everything? It's not like that. So it stands for the people of the country, they are creating, they are producing, they are involving in the manufacture of certain things, and out of it they are having some amount of remuneration or wages or payment. With it they are starting using that consumption. All those things are accumulated over here. That is why we call it as a national income, income of the nation, total income of the nation. So that is why I'll come to the very main track of it. Total value of goods and services. Total value of goods and services produced in a geographical region of a country over a period of time. I'll repeat once again. What is the national income? Total value of goods and services over a geographical region of a country over a period of time. And that is referred as national income. National income. And this concept was first introduced by Simon Kuznets. Simon Kuznets. So he is the pioneer in coining the term national income to this particular concept. And followed by this, we are having another one, classical man, Marshall. These two definitions are, now I am going to quote by using the book, and I will explain like that. So very particularly, now I am taking this Marshall's definition. The labor and capital of a country acting on the natural resource. I'll repeat, labor and capital of a country acting on its natural resource Produce annually net aggregate commodities, and what we want, it is labor and capital. Engage in natural resource, and that natural resource engage with labor and capital, it produces about a net aggregate commodity, and that commodity value is given in money term, monetary value, that is total value of goods and services. Here one thing we like to mention over here, we are taking account of total value of commodities and services. பொருட்கள் பணிகள் அதனுடைய மொத்த மதிப்பீடு. So when we are trying to produce this commodities, there happen some damages, depreciation, deterioration, wear and tear, that we are not taking into account over here. We are taking, so what is the total? To have it in a plain term, what is this, sir? Suppose a family bread earner is having 1,000 rupees by of income. So for that amount of days he is working, that is he is entitled to receive 1,000 rupees. That is his gross income. And suppose in this particular institution there happens some deduction. Suppose he is working under an institution, or he is not working under institution. Unorganized sector, we don't mean about it. If it is an organized sector, this 1,000 rupees, there happens some deduction, and very particularly EPF, like that, or house allowance, like that, one or two things they are going to subtract it from the main gross income, and he is having that home take salary, what we call it, it is home take salary or net salary, that is the net, and that net only we are taking, not from the gross, okay, and that is it. This is a Marshall's way of definition. And coming over to Krishnat's, sir, I'll read as it is and I'll do that explanation a little. The net output of commodities, because it is the quoted words, you have to use it in the examination and everything, what they are saying, that you have to write as it is. The net output of commodities and services flowing during the year from a country's productive system in the hands of the ultimate consumers are into net addition to the country's stock of capital goods. So the earlier one, what we have discussed with Marshall, one or two terms he is enlightening and he is elaborating, and with that he is giving his own quotation. So the second part of this particular national income, I am coming to the third level, that is importance of national income. In what way that the calculation and knowing about income, national income is benefit to the people of the country or benefit to the policy makers or the government people or administrators, that we are going to look upon it. So the very first one it is, I given here it is as it is from the book, relative importance of each sector. Okay. And that word sector, within a nation we are having different sectors. The primary sector we used to call it as agriculture and allied relative work, that is coming under agriculture sector. And another one, it is manufacturing sector or secondary sector or industrial sector we used to call it. It is creation of output by making use of raw materials into tangible and intangible items and everything. And the third sector we are coming, it is a service sector. And the service sector we will be having about insurance, banking, transport, trade, brokerage, commission, omission, and still we are having the list is keep on going. They are coming with a service. They are doing some beneficial work upon the people, and by doing the beneficial work they are getting a earning out of it. So it is coming under that service sector. And of the three major sectors, we have a relative importance. Which sector is contributing towards the national income more, and which sector is lagging behind, and which sector is likely to have some step to develop its contribution towards the national cake more, and everything can be seen by this method. Relative importance of every sector and the contribution to the national income has to be assessed. With that, which sector is lagging and which sector is very prosperously going, how we can able to compensate and amalgamate all the different sectors with one cadre to have that estimated national income and the growth compared to the other related advanced countries and everything. And the second importance and usage, it is formulated national policy. Formulated national policy. அதாவது தேசிய கொள்கைகளை உருவாக்குவதற்கு இது துணை புரியும். எது? national income. So what is the national policy? Here we are having a mention about monetary policy, fiscal policy and other policies. These are the three major things. Monetary policy. So that word monetary, it is a dealing with money. Dealing with money. How much money can be introduced within the country and how much money is keep on circulating. Of this money will be having, it is normally that the face value of the currency we talked about, how much money is within the people and how much money that sectors are, non-banking sectors, banking sector, they are creating money and how they are keep on circulating within the economy, whether they are alarming rate or whether less rate, can we inject more money or can we withdraw the money already in the excess in the circulation within the society. All those things can be seen with the estimation of national income that is coming with monetary policy. So quantum of money. Monetary policy is dealing with the quantum of money. It's not quality, quantum of how much money is circulating, how much money is keep on circulating within the country. Is it more? When it is more, it will lead to some effect, bad effect. When it is less, the government has to inject the money. When inject the money, they have to take a clear measures how to inject the money within the society. So all those things can be seen with that of national income calculation only. And then fiscal policy. The term fiscal refers to taxation. The term fiscal refers to taxation of the people. So what is the taxation? People are engaged in different activity and the government needs certain governmental administrative work to carry on upon the people. They need money. And government is automatically, they are not printing enormous currency and they are doing all the welfare activities. So it is on the one hand they are borrowing from the people, on the other hand they are doing some welfare activities upon the people. So it is from the people they are borrowing and upon the people they are spending. So in this category, how they are borrowing from the people, that is connected with fiscal policy. Under fiscal policy, you will be having two things. Still, there are numerous things are there. Only two things I am stressing over here. One it is taxation and another one is public borrowing. One is taxation and another one is public borrowing. See, what is taxation? We'll be having different kinds of tax. It is levied by the government upon the people and a collection of tax from the people and the tax amount is gathered and upon the tax amount gathered they are rendering some welfare activities upon the people. It is one thing. And here we are having two important taxes, already might have seen, that is direct tax and indirect tax. And here three concepts you have to talk about. It is impact, incidence and final burden. Incidence, impact and final burden. And you might have studied already that we are not touching upon now. And then public debt. Upon the people of the country, the government is borrowing from the people. அதாவது மக்கள்கிட்ட அரசாங்கம் கையேந்தி கடன் வாங்குது, பின்னாடி திருப்பி கொடுத்துடுறேன்றது. So that is public borrowing. So in the public borrowing, they are to public borrowing in the forms of bonds and securities and in postal and shares and other things. So public borrowing. With that, the national income can be seen very clearly and formulation of national policy and other policies related with educational policy and population policy, trade policy and other things with the estimation of national income. It is helpful. And another one, it is usage, it is helpful for economic planning. Helpful for economic planning. While to develop the country, you must have prior in mind about what are the things we have to do. What are the things we have to do. That is the planning. And whether we will be having, under the planning we will be having, whether we will be having a socialistic type or a capitalistic type or a mixed type, that we must aim to develop the people. So we must have a planning to make the people welfare oriented by having purchasing power more and everything. That economic planning and this national income is helpful. And finally it is about to build economic models. To build economic. Within a short period, what are the remedial measures and reformative measures we can do upon the people? And very particularly at this present situation, I have to talk about the present situation short run. And we are in the Confucianistic stage of this particular epidemic. And what we have to do at this level, it is when government is announcing or government is following all the law and order and everything, we must have ourselves self-control. Self-control. And so once we are keeping away and aloof by ourselves, there is every possibility of safety and secureness for us, and the same type of safety secureness we are enriching to that other neighborhood, but normally we are not taking care of it. So that is why short-term plan. It's a plan for a time being, and it is a long-term plan. Long-term plan means the maturing about more than 5 years, and the realization can be had. Realization can be had, and the welfare activities can be seen in the fifth. And very particularly the recent visit of this Tamil Nadu Chief Minister over the Trichy area. So construction of step orderly minor dam across this Mukkambur, and the project is launched now, and the project effect will be seen after completion, and after completion second year and the third year of that only that project worth cost benefit will be seen. So that is the long run level. So these are the importance and usages of, I will narrate it one by one. Relative importance of each sector and their contribution towards the national income. Formulate national policy, very particularly monetary, physical and other policies, and helpful for economic planning, and then finally to build economic model in short run and long run. These are the importance and usages of calculation of this national income. And under the third part of it, second segment, I am making a move. It is difficulties in calculating national income. Difficulties in calculating national income. அப்ப இந்த தேசிய வருமானத்தை கணக்கிடுவதில் ஏற்படக்கூடிய அசௌகரியங்கள், சிரமங்கள், கஷ்டங்கள் என்ன? So try to understand it. When we are assessing, when we are calculating the national income, what are the obstacles and the drawbacks which you are happen to face? There are the following things which you are going to face. I will narrate it one by one. Transfer payment is of one difficulty. Depreciation, unpaid services, illegal activities, production for self-consumption, capital gains, and finally statistical data. I'll come over. Transfer of payment, depreciation, தேய்மானம், unpaid services. ஒரு சில சேவைகளுக்கு வெகுமதி என்பது அளிக்கப்படாத ஒரு நிலை. Unpaid services and illegal activity, unlawful activities. Then production for self-consumption. We are producing, and the producing is not moving to the market, but we are using for ourselves. We are producing, and the product is not moving to the market, but we are doing a part of it for our own purpose of household and everything. Production for self-consumption and capital gain. All of a sudden there happens about a fortune. That fortune amount, we cannot estimate it, guess it, but it happens, and we have to take into consideration while we are estimating the capital gain. And finally, statistical data, availability of statistical data. Now we will go one by one. Here, transfer payment, though they happen to be productive, but it is not resulting in the national income. Very particularly, pension, the amount of pension given to the people, unemployment allowances given to the unemployed people, and subsidies. Three things I am narrating over here. What is transfer of payment? The payment issued by the government. Government is spending that amount by doing pension work, pension and unemployment allowances, and simultaneously subsidies. These are all income distributed. But the income is not in a productive way. So the actual measurement of calculation happened to be a misfortune over here with the transfer of payment. And another one, second one, it is depreciation. So when we are manufacturing and creating an output part of it, we undergo certain amount of wastages. Wear and tear. We used to call it as wear and tear. That is our depreciation. So very particularly in this case, I like to come across one simple funniest event happened in that cell. A man has gone to that of Neyveli jewelry shop, and he is arguing with that salesman. When we are buying jewels and you are providing the value of that gold, plus you are adding depreciation, plus you are adding, that is what we call it is that wages paid for creation of this. The salary or wages or the remuneration which is given to the particular maker for making this jewel, say cooling. 3 things you are adding. And the customer is asking a particular salesman, okay sir, I am purchasing 1 sovereign, 8 grams of gold. With that 8 grams of gold, you are asking the goldsmith to complete that ornament, and he is completing. And while completing the ornament, you are saying some wastage is going. Where is the wastage? And give me the wastage. So when we are manufacturing, there happens a wastage. For the wastage, they are calculating. And where happens the wastage? And wastage, you are also getting money from me. And give me the wastage. It seems that is from time memorial. When we are buying the jewelry, they are adding. When we are disposing the jewelry, they are subtracting it. When we are asking, இது அப்படித்தான் சார், இதுக்கு எந்த வழி மூலமும் நதி மூலமும் பார்க்கறது கிடையாது. நம்ம அவன் கொடுக்குறா, நம்ம வாங்கிட்டு போயிட்டே இருக்கிறோம், அவ்வளவுதான். So depreciation, amount of it is worn, wear out and turn out, damages. And then the most vulnerable one, it's coming over here, unpaid services. The most vulnerable one, while estimating that national income, it is unpaid services. And within the domestic level, we are having the household ministry, household head ministry, and that household head ministry is keep on doing. And household ministry is keep on from the morning to the late night. They are doing different work. They are doing different work. And for the different kinds of work, can we calculate that remuneration for doing the work for this head of the home ministry? What we are normally getting, and we have to surrender more than that to the head of the home ministry only. To put it in a plain language, சம்பளம் இல்லாத ஒரு வேலையால் நம்ம வீட்டில் இருக்கிறார்கள். சம்பளம் இல்லாத ஒரு வேலையால் நம்ம வீட்டில் இருக்கிறார்கள் என்பதுதான் unpaid services. அவங்க செய்யக்கூடிய வேலைகளுக்கு நம்ம எந்த விதமான ஊதியமோ வெகுமதியோ தர்றது கிடையாது. But they are doing it out of love and affection. They are doing it out of love and affection. Their services and the value of their services is not taken into consideration with the national income. That is, it was unpaid services. Then illegal activities. Coming out of 3 types of illegal activities. One, it is smuggling, gambling, and illicit method of manufacturing certain unwanted items. So these happen to be, they are produced and they are sold in the market, and they are used and have satisfaction upon the people, but it is not such a productive venture. It is not liked by majority of the society nature people upon these 3 things of illegal activities. And the illegal activity, though they are earning more, and the amount is not taken into consideration within this framework of national income, that is illegal activity. And production for self-consumption. A farmer, after cultivation of his land, is having a gross output, and from the gross output, after disposing certain things, and he is having a net output. And the net output, some of the net output he has to provide to the market. And before providing to the market, he keep a little amount of stock for his survival for 1 year or more than 1 year or 6 months. So this amount of produce used by this farmer or related other people, agriculture people, for their self-consumption, and the value of the self-consumption amount is not taken into consideration in the estimate of this national income. That is it, production for self-consumption. Then we'll be having statistical data. And 2 things I am going to narrate about. Statistical data. We are not willing to disclose how much we are earning. Suppose you ask me how much you are earning by way of doing this profession. Normally I won't reveal my salary which I am getting. That is the normal trend. So people are not ready to disclose their salary account. Even that to their wife or anybody else, they are not going to disclose it. இவ்வளவுதான் நான் சம்பளம் வாங்குறேன்னு சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. So estimation of national income with the salary part of it, that availability of statistical data is not pakka, accurate and correct one, reliable upon this data is happen to be a myth. And then we'll be having another one, it is a Dhoni review system of 24. A car which is purchased earlier and the same car is going to be sold in a second hand sales. So the first rate sales is considered in that national income, and the second rate of sales, either it is indigenously, locally, it's not to that of owner, showroom and everything. Locally it is ஆளுகள் கைமாத்திக்கிறாங்க. அப்ப அந்த கைமாத்தி கொள்ளும் போது என்ன பண்ணுது, பொருள் மாறுது, பணம் மாறுது. ஆனா இந்த பொருளுக்கான அமௌண்ட் வந்து அந்த நேஷனல் இன்கம் ஸ்கீம்ல வந்து சேருதான்னா செகண்ட் ஹேண்ட் சேல்ஸ் இஸ் நாட் கன்சிடர்ட் ஓவர் ஹியர் இன் த எஸ்டிமேஷன் ஆஃப் நேஷனல் இன்கம். ஸோ லைக்வைஸ் வில் பி ஹேவிங் ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்கல் அண்ட் மோர் அண்ட் எவ்ரிதிங். The last and the final one coming over the statistical, very poor, inefficient, inaccurate, untrained personnel are there within our country. And how many of them are going to study after the plus 2 and after the graduation and everything? BSc Statistics. It is a well-earned profession, but people are not like to join and study in this course. Statistics, very untrained professional, inefficient people are very large in this particular stream work. That is why estimation of national income happen to be a little drawback and having face of limitations. Okay, my dears, now I am coming to the conclusion part of the third area. And the third area, now I am coming over here, it is a basic concept and then methods of calculating national income. Basic concept and method of calculation of national income. Now I will take that basic concept. That same basic concept is somewhat similar to your 10th standard in the economics part which appeared over there, the same thing only. Once again I will repeat it over here. Before making a move to this GDP, NDP, GNP, NNP, one thing we have to make it clear. There it is market price or market value, and another one factors of production or factor cost. It's keep on appearing in this basic concept. I'll repeat once again. Market price or value, factors of production or factor cost is keep on appearing in these two levels, either in the GDP or GNP or that is a NNP level. Then what is this two concept? It is market price and factors of production. Now what is that market price? It is the forces of demand and supply interacting with one another. The forces of demand and supply interacting with one another and fixing that quantum of output and related to the price of it. That is your first part in that 6th chapter of market structure. Perfect competition, monopolistic competition, monopoly, oligopoly, duopoly, market structure, similar to that market price. So what it is produced by various sectors, it is coming to the market. Some are wondering market in the sense it is a situation. It's a situation having a combination of 4 people over here. That is buyer, seller, product and a price. So that is a market. In economics, the term it is a market fixation of prices is relating with the buyer, seller, product and the ruling price of it. That is the market. So whatever it is producing, it is coming to the market for disposal and sale and everything. The forces of demand and the supply will determine the quantum of the output and the amount of price. It is fixed. Sometimes there will be variation in the output and variation in the price of it depending upon the competition. This is market price or market value. And coming on to the next, it is a factors of production or factor cost. Seems so when a commodity is produced, it's involving the following things: land, labor, capital, organization, and related to other things. All the factors are involving in the production part of it. For the involvement in the production, they are getting a remuneration or a reward, that is by way of rent, wages or salary, interest and profit, like that. So this particular amount value is also taken into consideration in the estimation of this national income. So make it a point clear. When we are dealing with the GDP, GNP or NNP, we will be having market price or market value or factors of production or factor cost, like that. This is the explanation for this. Okay, now we are making a move to this. The first one, basic concept, GDP. And total value of goods and services. Once again, what is our normal national income? The same thing you have to rewrite over here. Total value of goods and services produced in a geographical region of a country over a period of time, including depreciation. That is the only one thing I am adding from national income to GDP over here, including depreciation. தேய்மானம் ஆகுதுன்னு சொன்னோம் இல்லையா, அந்த தேய்மானத்தையும் நம்ம இங்க கணக்கில் கொண்டு வந்து காட்டுகிறோம். That is your GDP. Okay. Now coming over to the GNP. Under the GNP, we will be having the same thing is appearing once again with the market price. Total value of goods and services produced in an economy over a period of time by using the factors of production. And still we are adding another one concept. It is a net factor income earned from abroad. Net factor income earned from abroad. So some of our people are moving over to the different countries. They are entering the service, they are earning the remuneration and diverting to our country. So all these related terms are taken into consideration with the non-residential people, so that the net factor income received from abroad is also taken into consideration in the estimation of GNP. Okay. Now, so GDP and GNP, that is the calculation we will be making here. Formula: consumption expenditure. GDP equal to consumption expenditure. It is a private or personal consumption expenditure plus that is investment expenditure. People, after getting the money, they are spending a little form of it, they are saving, and the saved amount is invested. That is coming under investment expenditure. And government is also buying certain things and they are also providing to the people. That is governmental expenditure is taken into consideration. And this X minus M equal to, in a country we are exporting certain goods to other countries and simultaneously we are receiving goods from other countries. So the difference is taken over here in the estimation of this GDP. So normally it will vary. Sometimes it will be coming plus concept, sometimes it will be coming minus concept, depending upon the process of our trade. And coming over to the GNP, consumption, personal consumption expenditure plus investment expenditure plus governmental expenditure along with our export and import, adding another one column over here, R minus P. So R, it is about factor income, net factor income received from abroad, and net factor income, that is factor income we are paying to different kinds of people. So that subtraction we have to arrive, then with this arrival of subtraction we are estimating over this GNP. So in this GNP, that is depreciation we are avoiding, and we are including foreign products. That is a foreign income we are including over here, and export income also we are including over here. And other two things are so simple. Concept is so simple. Calculation of NDP, net domestic product. From the GDP, gross domestic product, what is that? Wear and tear. The amount of value of depreciation, we have to subtract it, then we are getting NDP. So NDP is GDP minus depreciation with market price. Then coming over to NNP, gross national product minus the depreciation part of it with factor cost. That is your NNP. And so these are the things we have come across. Then we'll be having personal income, disposable income and PCI. What is this PCI? It is so simple. Total income of the country divided by the population of the country. What is this? Per capita income. We used to call it as per capita income. Total value of the nation's income divided by the total number of population we are having, just like our average. And then personal income, it is about the total income earned. Total income earned minus direct tax. So it is subject to, that amount is subject to yearly once tax. So after deducting this direct tax, we are having the net amount of income. That net amount of income is coming to the top personal income. Then disposable income is similar to that of How much he is having in his hand. is having in his hand after paying this direct tax and after meeting out the indirect tax and other related things. These are the amount is disposal. With that only he can able to live. That is his disposable income. Alright, so these are the basic concept. Now the final pitch, we are coming to that of three methods of calculation of national income. Income method, product method and expenditure method. Income method, product method and expenditure method. So here we are having certain things are included and certain things are not included. And what is this product method? It is a inventory method or value added method, they used to call it value added method. Value added method. So all the total goods and services value is added with the minusing the depreciation, we are arriving at this. So either at the initial stage we have to estimate it or at the final stage we have to estimate it, not in between intermediate, not in between intermediate. That is the product method. And in this certain restrictions are over here. Here certain restrictions are over here in the product method, and we should not count a product double time. Double counting should be avoided. In the product method, double counting should be avoided. And then self-consumption value of the product should not be included. Suppose we are producing and we are using the commodity for ourselves. We are producing the commodity and we are using for ourselves, and the value of the commodity should not be included in this particular one. And then about purchase and sale of second-hand goods. Purchase and sale of second-hand goods should not be taken into consideration under the product method. And the second one, it is coming with income method. Income method. And this method is approaching by adding. Income method is by approaching all the income received and payments made. Now make it clear, all the income received and payments made is taken into consideration as usual with the product method only. Here also certain restrictions are there. There are precautions that you have to follow. Certain things should not be included in the list we will be having. Transfer of payment should not be included. Transfer of payment means we'll be having unemployment allowances, pensions and subsidies, and the amount should not be included in the list. And then sale of second-hand goods. Sale of second-hand goods should not be included. And then windfall gains. All of a sudden we are having a boon. We are having a heavy amount of luckiness. And the luckiness article and the value of the luckiness article should not be taken into consideration. And what it is included over here, two things we'll be having. Two things we are including under the income method. Imputed value of rent for self-occupied house or offices. That should be included. And imputed value of services provided by the owners of production should be included in the income method. Now I'm coming to the final stage of expenditure method. Expenditure method. So what is this expenditure method? Total expenditure incurred by the society in a particular year. Total expenditure upon goods and services incurred by the society in a particular year is added together. Added together. The following or this particulars will be having. What we are estimating with the GNP part of it will be having private consumption expenditure with the private investment expenditure, and governmental expenditure with the export and import value part of it. Here also certain restriction is there. First restriction is second-hand goods should not be included in the expenditure method. The value of second-hand goods. ஏற்கனவே விற்பனையாகி மறு விற்பனை நடந்திருந்தால் அந்த மறு விற்பனைக்கான பண பரிவர்த்தனை கணக்கில் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளப்பட மாட்டாது. அடுத்தது purchase of old shares and bonds. Purchase of old shares and bonds. Already they have purchased it and they are doing a resale of it. It may be resale, may be a lesser value or more value. Purchase of old shares and bonds cannot take place over here in the expenditure method. And then expenditure towards about government or old age pensions and other allowances are not taken into consideration. And finally, expenditure happen on intermediate goods. Expenditure happen on intermediate goods should be avoided in the calculation of expenditure method. So these are the three major components. I'll repeat once again. In this session, we have come across national income. What is national income? What is the meaning and definition part of it? That is a one division, major division. And second division, some of the basic concept and methods of calculating national income. And third subdivision and segment, we come across importance of national income and finally difficulties in estimating the national income. So these are the three subdivisions we made in the chapter 2 part of it. Kindly, while you are viewing this particular one, keep a book by yourself, then go through it, then it will be benefit to you in the proper area and proper time. Thank you so much.